We have given the 49ers a lot of crap for not getting contract extensions done with their stars early. Well, guess what? John Lynch just got one done, and it is great news for the 49ers. Welcome back, Deommodore Lenoir. We'll talk about it all next. What is good, everybody? Welcome to a live reaction breaking news show here on the Gold Standard Podcast Network. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We have the breaking news. It is good breaking news for the San Francisco 49ers. I'll throw it up on the screen. According to ESPN and other sources, the 49ers and Deommodore Lenoir have reached a 5-year, $92 million contract extension. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Nice job, John Lynch. Nice job, Deommodore Lenoir. This is massive for the 49ers. He was going to be a free agent after the season. He was going to be one of the biggest contracts they had to get done after the year. Yes, one of the biggest contracts they had to get done after the year. And it is now done. That is exactly the type of move the 49ers should be making. Lock up your stars. Waiting only makes it more expensive, as we found out with Nick Bosa and Trent Williams and Debo and Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, everybody, right? The longer you wait, the more money it ultimately costs you if you want to get it done. And the 49ers got it done. And this is a huge check off the offseason to-do list for John Lynch and the team. I love it. I love it for so many reasons. And you know what I'm going to say, right? Whenever you make a big purchase, you have a big thing that you're contemplating buying, ask yourself 3 questions. And if you answer yes to 2 out of the 3, you will never, ever regret it, right? Here are the 3 questions. Do you love it? Do you need it? And is it a good deal? And let's just take Deommodore Lenoir, since he just got this contract, right? Do you love Deommodore Lenoir as a player? Yes. Easy. 100% easiest answer in the world, right? You don't have any worries about him off the field. He is a monster on the field. He's a ascending player, which, let's be honest, the Niners don't necessarily have a ton of those. He's an ascending player defensively. He plays a critical position on the team. Absolutely love Deommodore Lenoir. And he's a physical tackler, too. Like, there's nothing not to like as a player. So that's check question 1. I love him. Do you need Deommodore Lenoir? 1,000% yes, the 49ers need him. Even this year, with Charvarius Ward still there, which, eventually he'll come back when he's, in due time, when he's done dealing with everything with his family. But even with Charvarius Ward there, you need Deommodore Lenoir. You play in a division full of good wide receivers, right? Marvin Harrison Jr. with the Cardinals, the Rams, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, DK Metcalf in Seattle, Jackson Smith and Jigba in Seattle. Like, your division's loaded with good wide receivers. There's good wide receivers spread all over the NFL, and they're only getting more popular, right? The league is only filling up with more of them. You need a guy that can lock those guys down. Absolutely, Deommodore Lenoir. Check yes for question 2. And the third question, is it a good deal? Hell yeah, it's a good deal. 5 years, $92 million, less than $20 million a year for a corner who looks like he could be among the best in the league. This is a great deal for the 49ers, and it's only going to look better. As the years go by, this deal is going to look better and better and better. This is a great move by John Lynch and the team. No notes. No notes. This is awesome. I love this move. This is a good day if you are a San Francisco 49ers fan, because part of what this season is, it's a transition year for this team. They're not going to talk about it publicly because they still want, they have a Super Bowl roster and all that stuff. That's what their belief and they're pushing. And I get all of that, right? But really, what more likely this season is going to be is a transition year. It's going to be about finding out who is going to be a part of that next 49ers core. Brock Purdy is going to be a part of that. Brandon Ayuk was thought to be a part of that. Now, he's got to come back from a major injury, but he was absolutely included in that. Ricky Pearsall now appears to be part of that crew. I mean, this whole draft class, really. Pearsall, Dominic Pooney, yes. Malik Mustafa, yes. Everybody in this draft class. Renardo Green. Nick Bosa, obviously. Fred Warner will still be there for a little bit. And now, Deommodore Lenoir. It's a great move by the 49ers. You could see how they're going to make this next transition. And what we're looking at in the future, the corners are going to be Lenor and Renardo Green. That's what the corner is going to be. The future at corner is going to be for the Niners, and that's going to be damn impressive. You're going to have two young cornerbacks locked up for the near future. That is awesome. And, and maybe it's a shift from this team. For so long, they built a team from the defensive line out, and now maybe it's a little shift. They're starting to see, you know what? Like, we got to have guys that can just flat out cover dudes. And maybe their philosophy is shifting a bit, where they're like, you know what? We do have to invest more in the secondary. It's more important than we thought, and that's what they're doing. This is awesome. All right, let's get to some of your questions. Brisbee Life on Twitch says, fantastic move. Tom Legendary on Twitch says, bye-bye Mooney Ward. A lot of you are asking that. I see that. I think that Ward was always, first of all, you were always going to pick between Mooney Ward and Deommodore Lenoir after the season because they're both set to be free agents. And, look, the reality of the NFL is you take the younger, cheaper player. And I bet you that Lenor ends up being cheaper than what Mooney Ward's going to want, and he's a hell of a lot younger. Nothing against Ward, and I'm separating the family stuff because obviously he's dealing with just a horrible, horrible tragedy. So take that out of it. Just look at them as football people. Clearly, the Niners were going to choose Lenor over Charvarius Ward, and I think it was the right choice, frankly. I absolutely do. And that sucks because, like, you want to keep the team together, but, like, teams have to grow and change and evolve. And this is one of the ways the 49ers are doing it. And I think they made the right choice there. Diego Figueroa says, you mean to tell me this is how the Niners do their deals is actually a lie? Exactly. If you are truly motivated and you truly want to get something done, you don't screw around. And this is a perfect example of it, right? It's November. He wasn't going to be a free agent until March, till the new league year began. So, no. This is a perfect example of this isn't just how the 49ers do business. They can get deals done with people. And, another thing, too, you kind of knew, at least I did, and I should have mentioned it. I didn't say it to anybody, so you don't have to believe me. But I'm just going to tell you in my head, when I saw Deommodore Lenoir's Instagram story a couple days ago, I had a feeling that this was on the horizon. Here it was. He posted a picture of himself and John Lynch, and the caption he put was, the first to see the vision, forever grateful. That's a contract extension social media post. Like, he's not posting that if contract talks are not going well or not happening at all, right? You only post that when you're basically putting the deal to bed. So I should have said it publicly, and I didn't, and that's my bad. But that's the first thing I thought when I saw that. That's a thank you, we got this deal done post, and it turns out it was 1,000% right. So, yeah, kind of knew something was up with Deommodore Lenoir there. Oh, this just made my night, right? 49ers finally win 2 games in a row this season. Things are looking good. We're happy. We're excited. We're getting back in the playoff picture, the division race in the NFC West. And now, bam, they dropped this Deommodore Lenoir news. 5 years, $92 million. I don't know if it's official yet, but at least it's agreed to. And that's obviously very, very good news. A lot of people in the comments happy just like me. Let's see if I could throw up a couple of comments. I saw one I wanted to get to. Mike McDaniels on Facebook says, now they have to figure out a 3-year deal with Greenlaw. It's glaring bright as the sun at Dallas how bad the loss of Greenlaw is. Look, injuries throw all this up into the air, right? Would the 49ers have given Brandon Ayuk the contract extension if he had gotten hurt last year instead of this year? Who knows? Dre Greenlaw's got a major injury that he's got to come back from. We don't know what he's going to look like once he comes back. It's interesting with Greenlaw. I don't know how that situation is going to turn out. It's fascinating. We got to see. I know they love him, and I know they love more than the football stuff is just the mentality that he brings. And that's why another reason why I like this Lenor signing. He's a dog, man. He's got that ferocious bleep you. We're better than you. We're bigger. We're badder. We're coming at you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it mentality. And I love that. And this team used to have a bunch of guys that had that mentality, and they've lost some of them now. And I feel like you can feel that. I feel like that impact is tangible. It's one of the reasons they miss Greenlaw so much. Yes, because he's a good player, but also because he runs and smashes into you, and the rest of the defense feeds off that. It gives juice to the team. Just like on offense when Kittle and Debo go nuts, it gives the team juice. The Niners didn't have a lot of those guys left, and Lenor was one of them, and that's why I love that they signed him. I love it because when this team was at its peak, they had an aura, right? They had a mentality of we're a bunch of crazed dogs, and we're just going to go out there and have some fun, to quote Lawrence Taylor. And I do think when they would go out and smash people, it would mentally take people out of the game. So if you can get a couple more of those guys, I love that. By the way, I think that's Malik Mustafa also. I think that's Ricky Pearsall also. He's got that mentality also. Like there are a couple of young guys. I think they're sort of restocking the cupboard with those type of guys. And it's good to see because I think you need them. And I think that's the kind of team that Kyle Shanahan wants, quite frankly. JJ00 on Twitch says, corner is the one position I love the player to be super mouthy, like very braggadocious. And then his play backed it up. You could only call yourself the hyena if you play like you deserve a nickname. You have to have that confidence at corner. You don't see a ton of just quiet, meek corners. Like you need to have that confidence because it's the nature of the position. Like you're going to get beat sometimes and you got to be able to just shrug it off and forget about it. And Lenor, first of all, he doesn't get beat that often. And second of all, he absolutely has that mentality. So this is fantastic. Maynard Keenan says, so Ward and Juice gone. Does Debo get moved? Yeah. Kyle Juszczyk, man. Woo. Don't know how his season's going, but it's not too great. We'll see what happens with him in the future. Ward is, I think, going to be gone. Yep. Debo may get moved. Yeah. That's not out of the realm of possibility. Now, I know he signed, he renegotiated, so that makes it a little more complicated. We'll see. This team is going to have to change and evolve. Like that much is clear. They're not keeping the band together after this year. This was really the last year where they kind of made it work. This team is going to change. And like I said, part of the season is identifying the people who are as Mike Tannenbaum of ESPN always likes to say, who are the nice to haves and who are the must haves? Who are the gotta haves? Deommodore Lenoir was a gotta have. Young, really good cornerbacks are incredibly hard to find. To me, it goes quarterback, pass rusher, cornerback. Those are the three hardest positions to find and get in that order. And 2 and 3 is probably debatable, to be honest with you. When you have one in your building, you got to keep them. So this is a coup for John Lynch because you lock it down. And like I said, that contract is going to just look better and better and better. Matt Barrows just tweeted here. Let me throw this up on the screen. Deommodore Lenoir's 5-year deal has been agreed to. It should be official when Lenor signs the contract tomorrow morning. That's a hell of a way to kick off your day off. Hey, I'm just going to become a millionaire. Sounds pretty sweet. 5 years, $92 million. Now, we'll have to look at the devil of the details and see, what's the signing bonus and all that type of stuff. And we'll get the actual details, but I'm sure it's going to be structured in a way that's friendly to the 49ers as they generally do this. But there's nothing bad that you can say about this move. There's just simply nothing bad about it. He's a great player. He's young, and now he's going to be on a great deal. It doesn't have to be crazy with contract extensions, right? You throw your best offer on the table with a value that's commensurate with the market value, with an offer, I should say, that's commensurate with the market value, and you get it done. Done and done. And that should give you hope. If you're one of the people that is gung-ho about the Brock Purdy thing, great. This should give you all the hope in the world that they can get that done, no problem. They did it with Jimmy Garoppolo. They signed Jimmy Garoppolo to the biggest contract ever in February. Before the new league year even started, they had Jimmy Garoppolo under contract. They can do it when they want to do it, right? This is evidence of that, and good on the team. I know they said they tried with Ayuk and all that stuff. Whatever, man. Don't tell me about the labor pain. Show me the baby. They got it done. They got it done. This is awesome. The franchise says Hufanga may be gone too. Yeah, you may be right about that. Andre Garibay says the Niners have been needing a shutdown corner for years. Let's hope Lenor keeps getting better. I love that he's a guy on the way up. Like it's one thing to sign guys that are really good, like McCaffrey and Bosa and all that stuff. And that's cool. Like, yes, do that. But also, I love signing guys that are ascending because not only is this contract going to look good in a couple of years because the market is going to pass it by, but also it's going to look good because he's going to be an even better player a year from now, 2 years from now than he is right now. So you're going to have both of those things working in your favor. Now, he may hold out and say, hey, I want another new contract. And that's, you cross that bridge if and when you get to it. But I have yet to see a single person anywhere on the internet say, what are they doing? This is terrible. And we can't all agree on anything, right? No one has said a bad thing about this. No one. Tanisha, YouTube channel member, says he's earned every penny he's getting. He's the only player on the team playing a solid game. I don't know about the only player, Tanisha. Christian McCaffrey still looks pretty good, but he's earned every penny. Absolutely, he has. Frisbee Life says, does Lenor get his complimentary ticket to Cabo now? Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe Kyle's going to have to, reshape the Cabo crew a little bit. Things are changing. The team is changing. Spots might open up on that Cabo trip. You got to pick out the guys you want to take with you. And let's be honest. It would be fun as hell to vacation with Deommodore Lenoir, don't you think? That dude seems like he'd be a ton of fun. Let's see. Oh, people are talking about Jake Moody. Oh, don't be mean, people. Come on. Brisbee Life, good point, says Hargrave will almost assuredly be off the books too. Yeah, Javon Hargrave, I think he probably will be, although who the hell knows? I've been wrong about guys in the past, but I would agree. JJ00 says, thanks, I'm out of here. Oh, thanks for always being ready to go at the drop of a hat. You're awesome, and the hustle is appreciated. Thank you. Thank Levin, because he texted me and was like, hey, why aren't you going live? And I was like, yeah, you're right. I probably should. So there you go. Appreciate that. It's funny. Andre Garibay says the Cabo click still has Trent Taylor in it. I hope it doesn't, but who knows? He's on the practice squad. So yeah, probably. Let me see if I can pull up anything interesting from 49ers Twitter. Here's how you know it's a good move by the 49ers. And I'm just going to throw this up here quick. Grant Cohn likes it. If Grant doesn't have anything negative to say about it, it's got to be a good day, right? I mean, let's be honest. That's a good move by the 49ers. Again, we're all in agreement. It's hard to come up with stuff to talk about because it's just good, right? With so many things with the 49ers, sometimes there's either drama or there's, we're hemming and hawing about the amount of money that they paid and should they have paid it sooner. This is just easy peasy. It's done. And by the way, it doesn't hurt that this is the story with the 49ers now. We're not talking about the Debo stuff. We're not talking about the Moody stuff. We're talking about a good 49ers story. They got Deommodore Lenoir signed, sealed, delivered. Technically not signed yet. I should say that. He'll sign it tomorrow, but this is the story with the 49ers now. And it's not about a kicker and a long snapper and Debo Samuel. No, it's about John Lynch making a smart move, a savvy move, and locking up Deommodore Lenoir. Doesn't hurt. Niners know how to play the PR game a little bit. Matt Barrows tweeted, and I should throw it up on the screen so I'm not just reading it to myself. Lenor was easily the 49ers' best player in training camp, and that carried over into the season. He's also a hell of a quote for what that's worth. Always appreciate that. As, people that have to cover this team, we like the guys that are good quotes. That's not nothing. Let me tell you. David Lombardi has some numbers. Lombardi says 18.4 million average per year for Lenor, ranks number 12 out of corners. On the surface, and yes, we need to know about the guarantees and structure, that's an efficient rate for the Niners since Lenor has established himself as a top 10 corner this season. That's an awesome deal for the Niners. If he's 12th now, again, like I said, a couple years from now, he's going to be further down the list, and he's going to be an even better player. His deal is going to look like gold. Going to look like gold. And maybe it's, there's an old expression in the NFL that every contract is a 3-year contract because either the team wants to get out of it or the player wants to renegotiate. And that could be the case with this one too. We got to see the details. But even if it is just a 3-year contract with 2 phony baloney void years on it, great. It's still a good deal. There's nothing I don't even know what the structure of the deal could be that would make me sour on it. And I hate to just keep saying the same thing over and over again, but it's just a flat out good deal, man. It's just a flat out good deal. What is going on in the chat? Why are you all talking about Jake Moody? What are we doing here? Why are we talking about Jake Moody? If Moody shanks one, he's going to be gone. Like, come on. This is a good thing. Let's not fight today. Let's be happy. Marcus, ooh, these names are always a challenge. Marcus is a YouTube channel member. Marcus Nulius, I'll say, says, click, click, boom, got this done. Yeah, and I like this from Billy P. Please don't get injured. Yeah, but I mean, we could say that about everybody, right? Anybody that they sign, like Brandon Ayuk, right? Like he had never been hurt before. Sometimes that just happens, but yeah, that's always the hope, obviously. Lombardi also says Lenor has given up the 7th lowest passer rating, 65.0, into his coverage this season, and he's done it by playing both inside and outside. Versatility, man. The more you can do, right? Isn't that what they always say? Again, there's just no downside to this deal for anybody. Lenor makes a hell of a lot more money. The 49ers lock in a critical position, and it's only going to age well. It's going to age like a fine wine. Nick Wagoner posted this Deommodore Lenoir quote from training camp about his contract. Lenor said, quote, I don't want to go in just thinking about a contract. I'm more of like, I came in with nothing. I've been through the struggle already. I ain't struggling right now. I'm good where I'm at, and I'm ready to take on the season. And he has absolutely done that. He has earned every penny of this extension. Like, teams don't just go ahead and do this if they have any doubt, right? What this contract says is the 49ers believe there is no question that Deommodore Lenoir is a really good player now and is only ascending, because that's the only way you sign a guy in season. There's still, 9 games to go, right? Yeah, 9 games, 8 games to go, whatever it is. You don't do this in a contract year unless you're like, yeah, we know this guy's really good. And if he gets 7 more picks by the end of the year, this contract is going to be even more expensive. That's the thing, right? If he balled out the rest of this year, they'd probably end up having to pay him more than the 5 years and $92 million. So it just sends the message. The Niners know what they're doing. This is a franchise that clearly has a plan. Like, I feel like they have a bigger picture in mind, at least for this next phase of what they're going to go through. And they're enacting it right now. And it's good. It's just good. Let's all just revel in the joy. Mitchell and Ness says, can't believe with all these content creators and stats in Massachusetts break the news. Well, okay, 2 things. First of all, I'm not in Massachusetts. I'm in Connecticut. Second of all, I'm not breaking the news. I didn't break the story. I'm just talking about the story after the news broke. The first person I saw tweet the news was Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. He had it, let's see, almost an hour ago, a little under an hour ago, that the Niners and Lenor have reached the 5-year extension. That was the first one. But, of course, by then it got to Jordan Schultz had it around that time, too. I don't know who technically was first. It wasn't me. Like, I'm not in the breaking news business. I don't have relationships with players. My experience is more on the media side of things. After working at ESPN Radio for 7 years and producing Pro Football Talk Live with Mike Florio and Chris Sims at NBC Sports for 7 years, I know a lot of people in the media, and that's where a lot of my friends are and expertise is. So I'm not in the relationships with players or agent side of it. That's not me. So if I gave you that impression, but in any way, I apologize. This is not my story. I'm not the first person breaking it, but anything. So I don't think I did, but if I did, I apologize. Sean Turner says he said real Connecticut-like. What, is there a Connecticut accent that I'm unaware of? I hope not. But man, maybe there is. I have no idea. Harris says maybe this news is a turning point of the season. I don't know about that. I mean, look, as good as it was to beat the Cowboys and as good as it was to get a second straight win, which is something that they hadn't done all year, there's still more work to do. Like, you can't F around anymore. You've burned through that. You have to win Sunday against the Seahawks. It's not like, oh, this would be really nice to have. Like, no, you have to win. Just look at the schedule really quick. There's not that many, like, I don't want to call them easy, but there are some games on there that are tougher than others, right? You've got the Packers, Bills, Rams, Lions, and Cardinals. Those 5 are going to be really hard to win, particularly the Lions and Bills. Like, you're probably not going to win those. Packers, Cardinals, you could call a 50-50 game if you want to win. So when you've got the teams on the schedule like the Bucs last week, like the Seahawks, like the Bears now, who have literally gone 23 straight possessions without a touchdown on offense, which is unbelievable. They fired their offensive coordinator today. The Dolphins, I don't put the Dolphins down as a good team. You have to win those quote unquote easy games. Those three. You beat the Bucks, great. You got to beat the Seahawks on Sunday. You got to beat the Bears. You got to beat the Dolphins. You win those three, that'll put you at 8-4 on the season. You're probably going to have to win 11 games, 10, 11 games to get into the playoffs in the NFC. So you've got 8 wins. So out of the Packers, Bills, Rams, Lions, and Cardinals, you got to win at least 2 of those games to even put yourself in the conversation. And that's going to be a tall task. Those are all good teams. Now, the Packers, are a little up and down. So maybe there's more hope there. But if Jordan Love is on, it's not going to be an easy game at all. The Bills game, the Lions game, those are really hard. The Bills are in Buffalo. Who knows what the weather's going to be at that point in the season? It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. So you got to take care of your business on the easy ones. Because then the last thing you want to do is put yourself in a position to be like, well, you've got to go 5-0 against the Packers, Bills, Lions, Cardinal. Like, no. Like that's when you're really up against it. So, we don't have to make this as difficult as possible. You don't have to play the game on hard mode, right? Just like John Lynch getting this contract extension done with Lenor. We don't have to wait till August. We really don't. This proves it. It's much easier. It's like Happy Gilmore when he makes that hole-in-one on the par 4 and he turns and says, man, that's so much easier than putting. Like, yeah, how about we just sign the guy in November? That's good too. We don't need to wait till the summer. You know what I wouldn't mind? A nice, boring offseason for the 49ers. Couldn't we all sign up for that? Just a nice, relaxing, boring offseason. I don't know if we're going to get it because who knows what the hell is going to happen with Brock Purdy and all that stuff, but we'll see. I like this comment from Sean Turner. Lock in is our new rally cry. I love it. You know what? I should get some shirts made. That should be their thing. If you want to really put this moody thing to bed, you should get t-shirts made that say lock in. Red t-shirt with either a white lock in or a gold lock in on the front. That should absolutely be their rallying cry for the rest of this season. That is 100% right, Sean. I want to steal that idea and I want to make t-shirts. That's what I need to do. I need to get a merch shop up and going. I could make a lock-in t-shirt. I could make a hey t-shirt for Mimosa Michelle with a little mimosa glass on it. I could make a field goals or failures t-shirt. I've been saying that for years. Would you be interested in that, chat, if I actually made a merch store? It can't be that hard to get up and running. Does anybody have any experience with that? Astro says the Cardinals have a much easier path. They need to drop a couple. I haven't actually looked at the Cardinals' schedule. Let me pull it up really quick. Since you brought it up, the Arizona Cardinals, they have a bye. Then they're in Seattle, in Minnesota, Seattle again. Oh, I hate when they do that. I hate when they do the a division game sandwich like that. It always drives me nuts. I get it. It's hard to make an NFL schedule, but I don't think it's fair to the teams, and I don't think it's fair to the fans either when they do that sandwich like that. The Niners had that, I think, with Seattle either last year or 2 years ago. So they do that sandwich with Seattle. Then they go New England at Carolina, and then they finish in LA to play the Rams and against San Francisco. They're probably going to win. They probably beat Seattle twice. I don't know if they'll beat Minnesota. Sam Darnold has turned back into the pumpkin I always knew he was. By the way, who's leading the NFL in turnovers right now? Take a wild guess. Oh, Sam Darnold. I tried to tell you. They'll probably beat Seattle twice. Let's say they win in Minnesota. They're going to beat New England. So that's 4 wins right there. Ooh, man, they're going to beat Carolina. That's another one. Even if they lose the last 2, that would put them at 5-2 to end the year. Yeah, unless somebody gets injured, that's probably what they're going to go. And that may be a best case scenario, but it's the NFC West, man. That's why losing that game earlier this year was a killer. It's just one of those games where you just look back and you're like, that is going to bite us in the ass for many, many reasons. People seem to like the merch store idea. Thank you very much. Again, I got to look into that. Oh, Waltony 101 says we could do a blanket with Levin's face on it. See, the merchandising possibilities are endless here on the Gold Standard Podcast Network. King Mufasa says, hey, don't steal my lock-in idea. Wait, did you have it before Sean Turner? If you did, I apologize. I didn't see the comment. Whoever had the idea, it's a good idea. The lock-in should be their rallying cry. So Dawn says that was my thought too, a wet blanket for 11. Franchise says, ew, 11. Appreciate that. That's always good. Oh, man. All right. So that's it. I think that's all I got. Half hour, Deommodore Lenoir. Congratulations. 5 years, $92 million. Fantastic news for the 49ers. Ooh, before I go, I should throw this up because I just saw this stat from Jeff Deeney of Pro Football Focus. Let me pop it on the screen since we're giving Deommodore Lenoir his flowers. My favorite Deommodore Lenoir stat, he's allowed a passer rating of just 48.5 in his career during the postseason. Let me just say this. If you are a cornerback and you play for the San Francisco 49ers and your passer rating allowed is lower than the nickname of the team, yeah, you deserve a 5-year contract extension. I would say that's pretty obvious. That's a crazy stat, especially because, like, you're in the playoffs. You're playing against the best teams in the league. So that's against the best competitions, against the best quarterbacks, by the way. And he's allowed a 48.5 passer rating in his career during the playoffs. That's damn impressive. Like, that's the kind of guy you lock up, right? That's the guy you say, yeah, we're comfortable giving you a contract in November. Sure. 1,000%. So that's a great way to end it. Thank you, everybody. Please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We just hit over 15,000 followers. Not going to lie, I'm a little excited about that. Just a quick personal thing about me. I have a hard time celebrating wins. I just do. It's a thing about me that I'm trying to work on. But I'm proud of that. You know, most YouTube channels don't even get to 10,000 people subscribing, and we got to 15,000. And that is awesome. And I promise you, if this is your first show, please like and subscribe. We're live every single day. We're live after breaking news. We're live after every 49ers game. Just give us a like and a subscribe. I promise we'll earn your time. We do a 5-minute news update that comes out every weekday morning with press conference clips, interviews, injury reports, everything you need to be up to date on the team. Give us a chance and we will earn your time. I will put our 49ers coverage up against anybody else's on the planet. So please give us a chance. And so many of you have. And I want you to know how much that means to me, really. Like, I could not do this without you. You are helping literally put food on my table. So thank you for your support. I will never, ever, ever take it for granted. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night. Maybe perhaps have an adult beverage or two for Deommodore Lenoir, because let's be honest, I'm pretty sure he's going to have one or two tonight as well. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget, tomorrow I will be live with Grant Cohn. We call it Stats and Cohn here. That'll be 9 a.m. Pacific time. I'm sure we'll talk about this. I'm going to break his stones for not being able to say anything bad about the contract extension. And we'll be moving on as we start to peek ahead to the Seahawks game as well. Enjoy your night, everybody.